that I'm a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child.
Howdy, folks. This is Vile Mike here, and with me so far is Elihu. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Well, before anything else, I don't know if she'll see it, but I really want to thank Mrs. Vile for helping me do inventory yesterday for the eBay store. It took us about 7.5 hours at the storage unit to go through everything, make sure everything's there, finding out that a couple of things were missing, a couple of things weren't accounted for, and a couple of listings had been pulled by eBay because of reasons. Well, occasionally eBay will pull one of your listings if it gets a number of complaints. And usually it's people selling the same item as you who realize that you're selling it cheaper, so they'll send a complaint in.
Oh
But
my gosh.
yeah.
Idiots.
So, and the problem is eBay doesn't necessarily notify you when an item has been, or a listing has been pulled. It'll just appear in your canceled listings thing, and I don't always check that. And if you don't check it, in a certain amount of time, it gets deleted, so you don't even see it.
That's bad business policy, not informing their customer or their, what do we call them?
Remember, half their customers are the people buying, not the people selling.
Oh, well.
So,
vendors.
But yeah,
that's what they're called, vendors. Duh, I couldn't think of the word.
So, yes, so we still have 500 listings on the store, and now that everything's been taken care of, that way we'll be posting a lot more stuff, hopefully in the near future, to get it on there so people can buy stuff.
Cool.
But yeah,
I was on eBay the other day because Matthew Modine is doing a little fundraiser for vets doing autographs, right? And I put a bid in, and less than half a second later, I bet 50 cents. I'm like, let me try again. I bet 50 cents. I'm like, okay, we got bots here betting.
No, it's not bots. It's the way eBay's thing works. You can have your auto, like if you originally say the item is going at right now $1, you can put in $50. And what they'll do is if you put it as increments, it'll actually only raise the bet or the bid 50 cents or $1, depending on the criteria of the seller each time. So it'll auto bid for you without going all the way up to that $50 until it gets to that $50.
Okay, so somebody has an automatic bid for a certain amount, somebody takes a bid to outbid them. Gotcha.
Yeah,
not getting sniped. Thank you. I understand that now. Thank you. I was getting freaked out for a second. I'm like, what the hell, bots?
No, it's not. Well, technically, it is a bot, but it's a bot that eBay is putting on behalf of a bidder already.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
And it'll stop once it gets to their maximum bid.
Thank you. That makes a lot more sense because I'm not used to eBay. I thought I was getting outbid by a bot. Thank you for understanding that.
So that way, like if you really want something, but you don't want to pay, you want to pay the least amount of money for it, you can say, well, I'll pay at least this amount, but right now it's only going for this, so it'll just automatically do it. It's actually a kind of cool feature.
Well, right now the current bid is $6.50 for a autographed Joker 8x10. Private Joker. Sorry, gotta clarify. Private Joker.
So, Yeah, if you keep bidding and it keeps going up by 50 cents, it's probably just the way that the thing's structured right now, and probably someone bid $10, $15, $20 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, hey, sorry, Matthew. I should have tried to help, but I got outbid.
Yeah, but you can set those settings when you do an auction. Like usually it'll start at 50 cents, and then it'll go to $1, and then it'll go to like $5. And after a certain point, it won't do it anymore. So that any bid above a certain price will just be that price that person bid. But I don't think it hits that amount to like $1,500 or something. I'm pulling that number out of my butt though.
Okay. Yeah, I was just need a little clarification. Thank you, Mr. eBay, for explaining that to me. And that was not sarcastic.
Yeah. It's also one of the reasons I don't tend to do auctions.
I mean, this was for a good cause. I'm like, hey, it's a Joker. Nice. Let me try to make a little bid. Damn, sniped. Let me try again. Damn, sniped. Okay, I already have the Stranger Things cookbook signed, but I can hang that up on my wall if I had posters.
Well, I don't know if I have it up yet, but I did have some Stranger Things Funko Pops that I'm selling for my buddy Moose.
Do you have the Demogorgon? Gorgon?
No. Hold on. Sorry, I was trying to open. I'm on the phone because of certain problems.
Of course.
No,
Unless something goes wrong.
it's not the Demogorgon. It's 11 and somebody else. In a 2-pack.
Oh, okay.
I may not have posted it yet. Okay, apparently I haven't posted it yet.
What did you think of that Nimoy video I sent you?
Which one?
The Nimoy video?
Remind me, brain no worky.
It's on X.
Okay, you realize I don't go there that often.
Oh, it was too long to post.
You know that you hardly ever answer your posts.
It was too long. Yeah, it was too long to post on Blue Sky, so I put it on X. Did you see it? Did I send it to you, NB? Oh, hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Which one? The Nosferatu?
No, the Leonard Nimoy.
No, I don't think I got that one.
Oh shit. Okay, I gotta send this to you. Hang on.
And NB, I just want to say thanks for waving to the camera, so I know that it was you, not a bot thing. So,
Steven Siegel, I did like that one.
Seagal.
I missed that one a little bit. I actually kind of missed that one, but
Okay, NB, go to X, click on the video, share screen so Mike can play it. Hang on. Let it, okay, it just
what are you, DM? Okay, here you go. All right, give me a second.
And yes, this is in public domain, so Mike, don't worry about it.
Yeah, just because it's in public domain doesn't mean YouTube still won't nick me for it. Because it's in public domain for the United States does not mean it's public domain on the world on the planet.
Who cares about fuzzy foreigners? Jeez, I thought it closed.
What do you mean by fuzzy?
Jesus Christ, you got the Grizzly Adams thing going big time. What the hell?
I shaved. What's wrong? You can't play the video?
No, it kind of messed up on me.
Ah.
No, it messed up on me. I'm just showing my for whatever reason, just showing my home screen.
Well, while we're just rambling
Little
about,
singing the Hobbit song. That's pretty interesting, though.
Elihu, I did start watching The Penguin.
Okay,
Okay.
guys, I've had a lot of personal stuff going on in a lot of ways over the last 2 weeks, so I'm still not made it to episode 2 yet.
I watched like the first 4 episodes.
What'd you think?
Uh,
Yeah, I know Eli who's singing. Yeah, let's talk about the Penguin.
I
I'm
was
telling
thinking,
you
hold
what,
on. The Penguin is one of the luckiest sons of bitches on the planet.
it's because he's a mob boss from the old school
No,
days.
he's not. He's not
He's a
even a
lucky
made man in the series.
He's a lucky
I know
motherfucker.
yeah, he's lucky, but he's smart because he knows how to play the roles. He knows the
Well,
game.
he calculates every move. That's
No,
what makes
I
him
I
a
don't
know.
think.
great
No,
guy.
no. I disagree. I don't think he's calculating anything. I think he knows how to talk his way out of shit because people underestimate him because of his disability.
No, that's the problem. People underestimate him because of his disability. And when he's in
That's what
a
he just
jam,
said.
but he's calculated. And when he's in a jam, that's when he's at his best. Because that's when he's like, oh, you've overplayed your hand. Now I know what you know.
Wait till the beer scene. You'll understand that, okay? That's all I'm saying. Wait till the beer scene.
All I'm saying is, yeah, he panicked in the first episode when the whole thing, because he wanted to protect his mom, and his mom was like, you hear how weak you sound? Did I raise a pussy boy?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I know what you do. I know what kind of life you live. You are going to take it all.
Well, I do
And
like the fact that
really gives him the confidence to. I thought that scene kind of added a little bit of freedom to his ruthlessness, because it was like his mom was totally okay. He's like, look, mom said I can do it. I can do it, because at the end of the day, he's a mama's boy.
Oh my gosh. I wish you'd seen more than episode 1.
Well, I'm
yeah,
going to get around to, guys, I'm going to get around to it. I know certain things happen. I've got a pretty good idea of Vic is not making it at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, part of me is worried. Granted, I don't really care about race changing or anything like that. In my, especially when it comes to comic books. But I have a feeling, and don't tell me if I'm right or wrong, Elihu, that Victor becomes Victor Zaz.
Well, one of the things I thought was interesting in that very first episode, my personal favorite, was at first I was like, they're trying to steal rims off of the Penguin's car. And I'm like, oh, this is like Just Another Kid in Crime Alley, where Jason Todd,
sorry.
him and his crew took the rims and the tires off the Batmobile. And Batman just was like so shocked that somebody had the audacity, he laughs. It is like, you had the
really, kid? Yeah, that's guts.
No, he literally, it was like something he didn't do very often. And I have the comic book where it's like they even said Batman did something he almost never does, and he starts laughing. It's just like, you can't believe these people would be this dumb. It just kind of, and I looked it up when I was looking up the characters, and I did find that yes, that imagery was homage to Jason Todd, the second Robin. So I was like,
Uh-oh. I think NB just died out.
It's not a CNA stream unless something happens.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I do like about the series is it's not just getting rid of the aftermath of the Joker flooding the city. It's using that to explain everything.
It's a continuation.
Yeah. So many series would just, like movies and stuff, tend to gloss over stuff like that. The fact that
Agents
they're
of
bringing it
S.H.I.E.L.D.
back and they're making it important. I mean, literally, that is the reason why everything's happening for this series. Why Oswald suddenly thinks his plans will work is because, the city's all beat up to hell and, he's relying on the drug trade.
I can tell you this without spoilers. Uh, yes, the show is continuing from the movie, and it's actually canon and goes kind of leads into the Batman Part 2 without any villains revealed or anything. But it's just a continuation. It's supposed to lead
Well,
into Part 2.
I don't know if it was, I don't know if I watched 4 or 5 episodes, but the episode where Sophia is in Arkham the entire time, and that's not much of a spoiler because it is in episode 1.
Yeah, episode 4. Yeah, that's episode 4.
Okay, that was the last episode I watched.
Okay.
They do introduce and kill off Magpie,
Magpie. I know that was brutal.
but or they may not have actually killed her off, but it kind of appears to be that way. So
She's
they did.
confirmed dead.
Oh, okay. But it's just like really already they bring in a classic Batman villain just to kill her off. I don't know. They could have done a rando.
I know, but she is supposedly confirmed deceased.
And I don't remember the character's real name in the show, so I don't know if they actually portrayed it as Magpie 1 or Magpie 2.
It was just
All right, wave to the camera again, just so I know it's you.
Did he flip you off, or did he actually wave?
Dude, I don't know. I restarted the computer. My StreamYard has been just an absolute pain in the ass the last few times I've tried to do full duplex. Simplex, halfplex, everything works fine. But full duplex is just not working very well this week. Might be the weather. I mean,
sorry,
hey, I'm talking calm here.
Well, so I'm enjoying the series, but I don't think it's the masterpiece that it was touted to be. I mean, it's good, but I'm not saying it's awesome.
Yeah, Colin is great as Oz because I'm like, first day on set, he said people didn't recognize him, didn't know who he was. He was in character. They didn't realize till actually the scene was going to start that was Colin. Like, oh, he's like, this feels good. This is a good thing.
I will say, going through that makeup process, because that looks even worse than like what Michael Dorn had to go through for Worf.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard, yeah, I mean, but if you're gonna dive into, and the thing was, I didn't even like the Batman movie. I actually quite much didn't like it, but I had to admit, Colin Farrell stood out. I didn't even fucking know it was him.
That's what I mean. He's like, this is right. This feels good. This is a good thing. It's like, yeah, people didn't recognize him until he actually spoke up in the scene. He's like, oh wait, that's Colin.
No, actually, I didn't know it was Colin. I didn't know it was Colin until you told me.
Well, I only knew because I saw the original Batman movie.
Yeah, in the movie.
No, I saw the original Batman movie, but I kept looking for Colin Farrell. I kept looking for him, and I was like, where the fuck is he? Because he was
I got you. Good. I got you. I got you.
No, I mean, it's for me, I love mobster movies. I love mobster stuff. Although I did not get into The Sopranos, I do like a lot of mob things, and this just kind of had, and still does kind of have, kind of an 80s mafia vibe, Chicago, the five boroughs. It's just kind of my thing. Is it a masterpiece? Maybe not, but sure has been fun.
Colin should get a Golden Globe or an Emmy for this performance,
Absolutely.
man.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe at least an Emmy.
I would say, yeah, at least a Golden Globe, maybe not an Emmy.
Yeah, that's why I said Golden Globe first. I'm like, yeah, that acting is superb.
But
Oh, wait, is an Emmy like an Oscar? I keep forgetting.
Is what?
Emmys are usually like at least if I remember correctly, more on the production side.
But yeah,
But
definitely
I'll be honest.
Golden Globe for best. I would say Golden Globe for best actor.
I was going to say though, if someone can Google it for me, I could be completely wrong. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is because I am not a huge awards fan. I just know that a lot of people get Golden Globes, whereas Emmys seem to be fewer and far betweener.
I remember it being the big three, being the Emmy, the Oscar, and the Tony. Because someone like Mel Brooks has all three.
No, because the big three is the Oscar, the Grammy, and the Tony.
Okay, here it is, guys. The Golden Globe Awards focus primarily on honors achievements in both film and television. The Emmys, exclusively television, recognizing excellence in various aspects, including programming, technical work, and individual performances. Oscar,
Okay.
solely on cinema, rewarding excellence in filming across various categories.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, the Golden Globes cover both film and TV. Emmys are TV only. Oscars are film only. That's the difference.
And Tonys are plays only, right?
Theater, yes.
Yeah, theater.
And Grammys are music only.
Correct.
So thank you for that, Elihu, because I'm not afraid of being told I'm wrong.
No problem.
I'm gonna be honest. It's been so long since I've cared about that shit that I've even mattered. But yeah, I would definitely say a Golden Globe, hands down. If that show doesn't get some kind of award just based on that first episode, yeah, I don't think there's really much justice. Because
last episode.
Hey, the guy's putting on a 50-pound fat suit.
Yeah. And he's walking with a limp during it too. And so I remember
Mike, that's actually something I really like is how he just embodies the role. I think that's what Elihu really liked too, is like he's got that limp, he's got that fat suit on, and he is just owning that role.
Dude, when he runs or jogs, he's fucking limping. He's fucking limping, and his ankle is stiff. I'm like, I watched that. I'm like, dude, this is perfect. He's actually embodying the role. He's not actually running. He's actually lip running.
The reason the limp actually impresses me is because I notice he does the limp on the same foot every single time.
Yep.
And when I was in high school, we were doing a series of skits for a production. And in one of the skits, my character walked with a limp. And during rehearsals, every single time I would forget, like halfway through the skit, which foot was supposed to be limping.
Find your foot.
And the only reason I was able to figure it out eventually was by literally putting a rock in my shoe.
Yeah.
So I would remember which one I was supposed to be limping on. So I don't know if that's what he's doing or he's doing something similar, but knowing how hard it is to remember which leg you're supposed to be limping on from scene to scene, I know how hard it could be. And I know it sounds stupid. You'd be like, well, how can you forget what foot?
No, it doesn't.
No. That's actually a good thing. Some people would actually put a rock or they'll wrap the foot really tight, or they'll wrap their limb really tight. Remember, it's
Yeah,
like,
I
okay, I can't
mean,
move this. Yeah,
this is theater acting's 101
yeah.
right here. I mean, how do you think all those great performers became great performers? You think
Well,
Sir
by
Ian
acting.
McClellan? You think Sir Ian McClellan just sprouted out of the? Well, yeah, he kind of did. But anyway, I mean, why is he one of the best? Because the best actors are the ones who embody the roles that you believe that's who they are. And when you learn about how they do those techniques, and like you said, it sounds stupid, but no, it sounds practical.
Yeah, Sean Penn, James Woods, Stanley Tucci, John Malkovich, Capaldi. I'm like, yeah, these are great thespians.
What's the definition of a thespian?
An actor is just somebody who does lines and blocks. A thespian is somebody you actually see the character before the actor on stage or the screen.
Okay, so Sean Penn, there was a movie, and I actually am going to say something about Sean Penn. As far as, I bitch about actors being so political, at least Sean Penn puts his money where his fucking mouth is, even if I don't agree with what he's defending. The point is, the man puts his money where his mouth is, and he goes over there and does it.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything about him going to New Orleans for Katrina until years after when his brother died. He did that on his own. He's like, I'm here with
Yeah.
my brother helping people out. Like, thank you,
That's the
Sean.
point. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He's not going for the publicity after Katrina.
Oh.
It wasn't like one of the reasons people don't want to donate to charities or relief funds was because of fucking Katrina. What was it?
Sean was like the only celebrity down there that didn't give a crap about the media or anything. He just wanted to help.
Yeah, I know.
I laughed my ass off when Geraldo got pushed in the water.
I don't remember that, but that would make me laugh too.
Yeah.
No, I remember when Geraldo almost literally got his head blown off in fucking military because I can't tell you exactly where we are on live TV, but there's a river out and he's starting to draw and they had to cut the feed. And I'm like, dude, you are so lucky that guy you did not get butt stroked for being that stupid. We were talking about that for months. We were like, oh my God, you're telling the enemy where you are. You think they don't know that region? You fucking daffodil.
Okay, was that before or after the Gulf War? Remind me.
During.
Okay.
During active combat.
Yep.
There was a thing in the Gulf War where there was a news crew that was talking about, we're in such and such city right now with the U.S. Army approaching. They should be here in about 15 minutes. And, they're going into very big detail in all.
Do you know what we call that in the military? We call that giving OPSEC away. Unclassified information that once somebody compiles enough of it can be labeled classified after a certain time.
Well, these were reporters, and they were, it was fairly obvious that the U.S. military was coming in, but the clip was all about as soon as they say, that they're there and that the U.S. military is coming in, you see this hidden door open up, and about half a dozen Iraqi soldiers surrendering to the news crew.
Yeah,
the news crew didn't even know that hideout was there, and the Iraqis surrendered to the news crew because they didn't want to have to deal with the United States military coming in right then and there.
I do remember that. Oh shit, I remember Baghdad Bob. No, the Americans still. I think SNL even did skits on that.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
where he be talking, nothing's going on, and in the background you have bombs dropping, everything on fire. I think even in Living Color did a skit on that with Jim Carrey.
I know it sounds staged, but it actually wasn't. It's just one of those things that just happens to happen in real life. And yeah, if it happened today, Dandelion, I would almost agree with you that it sounds very staged.
Yeah, but this actually happened.
Oh, and like some of the stuff that's happening now, like, did you guys see the drone footage of a Ukrainian drone pilot getting one North Korean soldier to shoot another?
What?
No.
Damn,
Okay.
damn, Mike's more informed than I am on politics and stuff. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
this is
DPRK is on Ukraine territory right now. So
okay. So this Ukrainian drone pilot, there are two North Korean soldiers out in a field type thing.
All right. I
And
need to correct you. It's not a drone pilot, it's a remote drone pilot. They're not
Yeah,
in
but yeah, sorry, yeah, the drone itself is flying, not the pilot.
exactly. He's
And
not a pilot.
what it looks like is he's flying around and he's flying towards them. The first guy pulls out his gun to shoot at the drone. He flies up, dips down between the two. You see just a hint of the second soldier also pulling out his gun. He flies around, and then he looks back at the scene, and the first soldier is now lying on the ground dead.
Oh my gosh, why am I laughing?
Oh, I know why I'm laughing. Here's the thing. Was it a predator or was it a reaper?
No, we're talking about a tiny drone, like the ones people can fly civilian style. You know what I mean? As far
Why
as
am I laughing?
it's not,
Why
as
am
far
I
as I can
laughing?
tell.
Because it's stupid.
Well, it goes to show the lack of training for the North Korean soldiers.
Well, yes, it does, and it shows the training of the Israelis because
No,
Ukrainians.
Ukrainian.
That's psychological warfare. Yeah, come in.
Hey, I need to run downstairs.
Hold on
I'll be back in a few minutes, okay?
If you're, yeah, I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I gotta run downstairs.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can come on. I'm gonna see if I can find a video of it to post. Sorry. Very exciting when it's just by myself.
It's not so much the snow, but I tell you what, the ice on the road, I haven't seen it this bad since, oh my God, 22 years ago. In 2003, I was getting off work on New Year's Day after I closed up shop at the gas station. This is in between the Marine Corps and
crap. Unfortunately, I can't even bring it up on Reddit because it's saying it's mature content. So I'm going to see if I can put it on something else. And apparently this happened on December 20th.
Oh, you heard about what happened in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
And what pisses me off is when they tried to start it out with, we don't think this was a terrorist attack. It's an investigation on improvised explosive devices. I'm like, excuse me? Improvised explosive devices, IED equals terrorism. I got a story to tell you. My wife actually brought it up when we were talking about this today. After everything's calmed
Yeah,
down.
I can't bring it up, but it is on Reddit right now. Which is probably where I heard it.
Well, one of the things that happened to us was one day we woke up in base housing back then in Tampa, Florida, MacDill Air Force Base. And I shit you not, across the street in our base house was local cops and our security forces. And I was like, Rachel, you need to come see this. And we told the kids, like, we're not going outside right now. And found out the guy had forged documents to get on the base. And he had a cache of weapons and ammo. Now, here's the thing.
Really?
On a military base, even if you live in base housing, you have to register your firearms as the armory and keep them there.
Makes sense.
Well, you don't get to keep them in your house. You have to, and I mean, we understood that. That's why I didn't buy my first weapon until after I was no longer on base housing. But yeah, that's the rule. That was the base rule. And this guy apparently had a shit ton of guns, ammo, and forged documents and got on a restricted base. And got into base housing and was living across the street from me and my kids. You want to talk about scary as shit.
All right. I'll tell you a funny story from when my mom was in the military. She lived in base housing, and the housing was actually co-ed, but the first 2 floors were only females. The next several floors were males. Okay.
Okay.
And she was on the first floor. And I guess one of her superior officers happened to be walking past and saw a pot plant growing outside my mom's window. And she got called in because they were like, what are you doing? Why are you growing a pot plant right out in front where everyone can see it in your, in the, I think I'm saying dorm, but I don't think that was the actual term. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know what a pot plant looks like. And it turns out one of the soldiers living several floors above her was smoking in his room and throwing his seeds out the window. And it just happened to land, at the first floor.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
And that's how they caught the guy. It was because those seeds started to germinate and actually grew into a couple of plants outside my mom's window.
Oh my God. That's got to be one of the best stories I've ever heard.
I came back, heard germinated seeds, busted cells. Somebody's growing marijuana, right?
Yes. Accidentally.
Okay.
I'll retell the story briefly just for you, Elihu. When my mom was in the military, a pot plant. Sorry, what? Okay, never mind then. But when my mom was in the military, she was growing. She wasn't growing, but there was a pot plant growing outside of her window on base. And it turns out a soldier who was living above her was throwing his stems and seeds outside of his window. And they were landing on the first floor area and actually grew into a pot plant. And that's how he was caught smoking weed on base.
Oh my
and if you want to think about this is, my mother was born in 1954. She joined the military at 18. So we're talking about the early 1970s, I believe.
Jeez.
So, but yeah,
okay. Oops, oopsie.
Well, what's funny is my mom almost got in trouble for it because it was growing outside her window. But after just talking to her, they were like, yeah, she's definitely not the one smoking weed.
Oh my gosh.
And what's
Like grind up your stems for tea or something. Come on.
yeah, I remember rolling seeds in my brother's joint once just to watch them pop.
Yeah, I don't do stems. I don't smoke stems. I don't drink stems. That's why I cannot stand the taste of grappa.
But of course, I'm not pro anything like that, of course. And if my kids ever did it, I'd if they're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're not. I guarantee you, at least half my kids aren't even awake right now.
Yeah, it's before 10 a.m. What do you expect?
So, and I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I am borrowing Caddy's Breath of the Wild game. And yeah, that game is definitely the type of game where you don't realize, you think you're going to play it for a few minutes, and then suddenly several hours have passed.
When my son and I were playing Breath of the Wild, oh my God, we were spending weekends playing that game. I mean, I had like 8-9 hour sessions where we were switching off between each other. One, because he was still struggling with reading, and we were both just having fun. And I would get on, I can't remember, it's ING or IGN, whatever the game one is.
IGN, I know because they once bought a website from me.
Oh, okay. Well, oh God, I hate saying that word. Now I'm saying we went looking for every shrine, found every shrine. We had this time where we were on the last part of getting the Master Sword, and my son, unfortunately, didn't deflect in time, and we had to start all over. And I was like, okay. I was like, AJ, this has been our 5th attempt. We're both pissed off. We're about ready to throw the freaking, we're about ready to throw the controller at the TV. And I'm like, let's take a break. So he goes to school. I play it, and I get through all the levels, and he's just like, thank you, Dad. Because he had everything down. I mean, we were like, we had the movements down. It was just that one freaking final part that we just couldn't get through. And
right.
I can't play the game as good as my son. I mean, he knew how to blind. Fuck, he's the one who taught me how to do a lot of that game.
I recently started.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm doing my best not to look everything up. In fact, so far, I've only had to look up one thing because I was getting frustrated I was at the, when you're inside the elephant mech thing, okay?
Right. My son, my son should be in here to hear this. Hold on a second. Right. Let's see if he's up for that. Hey, AJ. AJ, you awake? All right, never mind. He's probably asleep or on the other thing. But yeah, I know the elephant one. Holy shit, those things.
All right, so that's the first one I attempted. Okay, out of the 4, and I could see the thing is barrel shaped, and I could tell, it's supposed to turn around so the little bridges and stuff will line up. And I'm going through the whole thing trying to figure out how to turn the damn thing, what switch does what, and I spent an hour in this damn thing trying to figure out how to get the damn thing to turn, to turn around, to rotate.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then I go, I'm like, okay, it was the first and so far only thing I've looked up. I'm like, how do you rotate the damn thing? And it's like, oh, you bring up the map. I'm like, I hadn't pulled out the map until then.
Oh, we had, I don't know if we spent an hour. I think we spent more like 2 hours. We were trying to figure it out. I hadn't even known about going to the spoilers for, how to rotate shit. I'm not going to lie. We did a lot of YouTubing to see how people were doing stuff, mainly with the shrines, because some of the shrines were just like, what the fuck? And then you find out what the answer is, and it's like, holy shit, that was so simple. But I'll tell you one thing: there is one shrine that only comes once during the game at certain times, and that's during a blood moon. And if that happens and you know where it is, don't try to jump one shrine to another shrine. You gotta go when it starts, because once you jump shrines to jump over there, it's over. We made that mistake once. We had a blood moon come in, and I was like, AJ, I'm like, blood moon. I'm like, go, 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 go. I'm like, don't use the revert. Don't use the teleport. I'm like, use the whatever you want to call it, kite.
Yeah. One of the things that was funny is I was telling Caddy, that, anytime I come across a shrine, I was, trying my best to figure out that shrine. I told her that it was one of the combat shrines.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the major test, one of the major test of strength ones. So, big, powerful thing. And I'm like, I keep running out of weapons. I'm running out of arrows. I hit this thing over and over again, and I can't kill the damn thing. And she goes, well, what's your strongest weapon? I'm like, 10. And she goes, yeah, you're not going to be able to beat it with a level 10 weapon. You got to get like level 30, 40, 50. And I'm like, oh, so what am I supposed to do? And she's like, you leave and you come back later. I'm like, I can leave and come back later? And she's like, yes.
Oh, my son and I found that out the hard way. We go to those shrines like minor, moderate, major, and it's just like, okay, we are not equipped to handle this guy. We got to get better. Strategy ones, I was usually able to work the strategy ones where I had to rotate the blocks and the balls, but even some of those, we were like, how the hell are we supposed to do this?
Oh, that one got annoying. For the ones you got to rotate the switch itself to get the platforms to move.
Oh, God, yes, I know.
Because at that point, I'm like, okay, I literally would have to restart it, holding the switch level, like on a table or something, and then literally looking down on it, moving it to get it to work. Because if I did it with my, switch at an angle, like I'm watching a TV, I would just keep screwing it up over and over again. And that was the only way I was able to beat it.
And there were times that my son and I were like, okay, we know there's a chest in here. We're just like, fuck the chest. We don't care. It's like, we're not dealing. There was a couple where we tried to get the chest and he just kept dying and dying and dying. And I was like, AJ, I was like, I don't think whatever's in that chest is worth it.
Well, that's the problem. Is sometimes some of the hold on,
and then
some of the chests. Hold on, some of the chests have clothing items. That's why I was trying to get every chest.
Well, that's why we try to get every chest. We always try to get every chest, but some of them are a little more pain in the ass than others. And there's 120 shrines. It's a lot of shrines.
I don't even know how many I've gotten so far. I'm only at like. I filled up the stamina circle to the second full circle, not the third yet. And I have like 10 or 12 hearts.
Okay, well,
So,
that's a good start. Definitely, that's a good start. You're gonna
and last night
you're
I
gonna
beat last night I beat the third mech thing. I got the camel, and last night I finally beat the bird one.
Yeah, but don't forget, each region you go to, you're gonna have to change your clones. Like sometimes you get in
Yeah.
cold regions, sometimes you get in hot regions, and you gotta change code. Oh God, we had to learn how to be like, okay, we got to switch this, switch this. My son got to be a master at that. He's just like, I mean, he was like a fucking wizard with it. He's just like, okay, we put all this on. I'm like, okay, I'll just translate.
Yeah, one of the things that pissed me off early on in the game, when you're, it's still in the tutorial area, and you talk to the old man at the little cottage, and he says, "Oh, if you bring me, these ingredients and make me this one dish, I'll give you the warm jacket thing, so you can go up in the mountains and get that one shrine that's where the cold area is." And I'm like, okay. But the problem is, at that point, I had tried the cold area so many times, I had run out of peppers.
Well, some of the cold areas, like one of the shrines, my son and I had to figure out how to get a boulder to go right to break the door open to get in the shrine. And boy, did that take time for us. Some of those shrines are harder to get into than the puzzles.
Well, so to go back a little bit, so I'm going all over this little plateau area looking for peppers, trying to find the fish, trying to find the meat.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I'm trying to do everything. And I finally was like, screw it, I give up. I just, cook up everything I can to get as much health as possible. And I brute forced my way into the damn shrine just by using health items, right?
Yeah.
And then I return to the frigging cottage before I leave. And the warm jacket is right there. They just give it to you. I was pissed.
There are a couple of shrines where the effort is finding the shrine and then you just go in and you get your reward. There's actually sometimes not a puzzle, sometimes not a villain to fight. Sometimes it's just you have to find the damn place. By the way,
well, yeah, sometimes just getting into it is the puzzle.
You got that thing to help you find them. You know how to mark territories, right? So you know where to go.
Yeah. But like,
you got you got that thing that, and I can't remember what it's called, but it does inform you when you're close to a shrine.
Yeah, it's got the little radar thing, and you can use it for other things too. But I permanently leave it on shrine.
Oh, we did that a lot because that worked for us too. But yeah, you're gonna need a map for all 120 if you want to try and find them all. I'm just saying. We did everything. We got to about 45 maybe. And then it was just kind of like, okay. We had to pull up Nintendo Wizard, for lack of a better term. Because some of them are just very hard to find. Like the snow one I just said, the blood moon one. Yeah, there are some that are just like, holy hell.
Yeah, the ones that I'm having the most trouble with are the ones where you got to get the scale of the dragons, because I can never get to the dragons in time.
Oh, yeah, my son ran into that too. My son could probably, my son could walk you through this game.
Oh, my daughter could too, but the whole point is I want to do as much on my own as possible without looking it up. As I said, I'm really happy that I only looked one thing up really for the most part.
You're gonna look up a lot fucking more, trust me. The only I'm kind of a little jealous. My son, I taught him too well. and you learned how to read with the Tears of the Kingdom, and he didn't even need me. He just, other than translating a few words, which were, those made up words where I'm like, son, I can't even pronounce that. Like, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. They won't say it, so just call them QB, whatever.
Well, one of the ones I did recently that I liked, the shrine on the island in the bottom right hand corner. I liked that one because
I don't have the
when you
map
get,
in front of me, and it's been years since
well,
I've
it's the one where when you get to the island, you lose all your items except for the slate. I enjoyed that one because it was like a little mini Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I remember that one. We lost all our weapons and everything. I think you go pretty much naked at that point again.
Yep. Then the only weapon you kind of have, unless you find one on the ground real quick, I was using the bombs to kill everything for a while to get enough weapons.
It's
so, and then you got
to, but it's a fun ass game, and it's very big. And that was a fun thing. My son and I were like, I mean, once you finish the...
That's what she said.
Below me. But yeah, one of the fun things is once you finish the kind of tutorial first part, I mean, you could go fight Ganon if you want. I wouldn't recommend trying, but you can do it.
Well, I think the next thing I'm going to try to do is finally get the Master Sword. Oh, and there she is.
Hola,
how you doing,
babe? Hola.
Yeah, I would definitely, the Master Sword, getting the full... Well, you're not just talking about getting the Master Sword. There's an upgrade to get the Master Sword even more powerful. That's what I was talking about earlier. My son and I were struggling on. Because there's multiple levels, and we were trying to get to the last level. Also, to pick up the Master Sword, you have to have a certain amount of hearts.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, I'm not going to look it up, but
no,
as I said, I've got the top row. I've got complete.
Okay, I don't know the exact number. I'm just saying this. Think of it like the sword in the stone. Only because it's going to drain your health to pull that thing out.
Well, if I do the trick to get the bonus hearts when you can make certain foods that'll give you bonus hearts.
I don't think so. I don't know. We didn't try that. My son, my son learned how, and trust me, my son learned every kind of cocktail to make in the food. But the simple fact is, you got to have so many hearts to pull. It's not about stamina. It's about the hearts. And you don't have enough hearts to pull it out, you're going to die. It's going to reset, and that's it. You're going to have to get more hearts. So I don't know if 10 if 10 is enough. I don't really.
I think the first row is not 10 anymore. It's 12 because that's how many I've got.
Okay, you probably have a possibility. If you don't want to cheat, it'll be very simple. You go try to pull the sword out. And if you die, you realize you don't have enough hearts to pull it out.
So, but that's the next thing I plan on trying to do. Because I have no idea how to do the Goron thing yet. And I don't want anyone telling me yet. Because every time I went to that area, the heat just kills you.
Well, one of the things also is you won't ever lose the Master Sword, but the more you use it, it will come to a point where it kind of has to get recharged and you won't be able to use it. until it's
Oh,
reached.
I thought. Well, never. As I said, I haven't got the Master Sword yet. I don't. I was told it breaks, just like every other weapon.
No, it
But
doesn't. It doesn't break. It just runs out of power, and then it needs time to recharge.
Oh well, as I said, I didn't know that. I just I assumed it was like the one of the Zora things where you can get it back.
Well, once you get the Master Sword, you never lose it, but you're going to need the other weapons because the more you use it, like I say, eventually people using the term break, and I understand what they mean by that because every weapon there breaks. I know it's annoying as fuck, but
Yeah.
the Master Sword doesn't break. It just technically runs out of power and you have to let it recharge.
I know how many hearts it takes.
Don't tell me. I'd rather find out on my own.
Okay.
I forgot. It's been so long.
But I'm thoroughly enjoying the game.
Yeah, but those are something. Do you know about the cycle?
I know about the motorcycle, but I also know that it's part of a DLC.
Yeah, so is the upgrade to the Master Sword, which if you're playing the game, oh, that's right, you're borrowing.
Right, I'm sure there is right now. The only thing I can make are potions, and the potions only last like between 3 and 13 minutes for me, and that's not enough time to find what I'm looking for.
You need the right suit. The potions are only going to get you.
All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Can you put something in the private chat so we know that it's fully you? Or wave to the camera?
If you're going to the heat area, you need the suit for the heat protection. The potions are not going to do it. You won't last long enough, not with that heat level.
That's not good enough. That's not a good enough response.
Talking about with
okay, let her up.
Yeah.
She said Mr. and Cat. Oh, she said Mr. So yeah, let her up. She gets the respect for Jeremy fucking Jordan.
Yep. How you doing, sweetheart?
All right, teach your son how to play. Teach your dad how to play this game.
Teach your son. Oh wow.
What's happening?
We're talking about Breath of the Wild.
Dad doesn't seem to understand he needs the right suit in Zelda to go. He thinks he can run some potions going into the volcano area, which is
you can.
Yeah,
you can do that. You just need to stock up on potions, and then once you are able to, you go to the Goron shop and you buy the heat-proof armor from them.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't found. Hold on, I haven't found the Goron shop yet. I haven't found the Goron anything in that area yet.
Well, find the Goron shop, and then you'll find the Goron armor.
I'm looking for the Goron armor and the Goron shop, and I'll find it eventually. But I haven't got to that point yet.
Come on, dude. How many freaking potions do you need?
Dad, there's a literal trail to follow. Just follow the trail. It takes you directly there.
Yeah, no
okay,
shit.
Do you think I follow the trails ever? No. Except when I'm riding a horse, I don't follow the trails.
He's not a trailblazer.
Oh, Lord. No wonder he's struggling.
I'm the type of person where if I see something in the distance, I just go in a straight line towards it.
That's how I play Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, ooh, fuck that path. It's a fire.
That's what Red Dead Redemption 2 is what Caddy's playing.
Yeah, but Caddy knows the difference between Red Dead Redemption 2 and freaking Zelda Breath of the Wild. And if you have an open path, you're literally, your problem is you're not taking the path you should be taking, and that's why you're screwing up. The
How's your
Oh.
honor level?
armor is right. You'd already have enough
Andy.
potions and
Already-
had the
hold
armor
on.
right because you listen to your daughter.
I already told you that Caddy's the one who had to tell me that I could leave the shrines.
Yeah, he did tell me that, and I was like, oh my god.
And I'll tell you something else that she also inadvertently told me. The entire time I've been playing until she told me this was the only times I teleported was I thought you had to be standing on one of the blue circles already to teleport to another one. I didn't know you could teleport.
Yes, until you get the certain function on the tablet. Oh my lord, man.
So I kept doing that the entire time.
Teach your dad how to play this fucking game.
Because the thing is, once you enter a shrine, it is now marked on your map. You don't have to have the fucking tower unlocked to teleport to somewhere.
No
You just have to walk
shit,
into the
Sherlock.
shrine.
No, Caddy, I was going to like the nearest shrine so I could teleport to another area. And like every time I'd want to go to a new area, I would I'd go to the shrine, stand on the circle, teleport to a tower, and then go from the tower. That's how I kept doing everything.
Oh my god, no wonder your dad is not doing well in this game.
I think I'm doing fine. I beat 3 of the mech things.
I'm having fun because I'm waiting for the day he starts playing fucking Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh god,
that's gonna make me laugh my ass off, especially when he gets his ass shot up into the sky. I want to see what happens.
You know, this is one of the few games because my son and oh god, I don't know how many days we spent playing that game, but the simple fact is, listen to your dad talking, I'm like, oh my god, my son was smarter than him on this shit at 12, 13, and your dad can't figure it out.
Has my dad started cross-dressing yet?
Yes, I told you I already beat the camel, so I already did the cross-dressing bit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. So he's been to the desert where it's
you beat the hardest
matriarchy, right?
Yes. It's
okay,
a all-female civilization, no men allowed.
Yeah, so does he know how to surf on his freaking shield yet?
Yes, because you had to do that to beat that one.
No shit, Sherlock. That's
I'm excited to see him take on like Vomito. That's my favorite of them.
Which one is that one?
Bird.
That's what I beat last night.
Ooh. Yeah, I like Vomito the best.
That one was so easy. I was like, was this supposed to be the first one you hit?
No.
There is a certain order you can go in.
Like I stated, there is no technical order. But you beat the hardest one first. That was the one I was going to tell you to take on last, purely as it is.
Well, hold on. When I told you I was there already, I ended up going back, trying to get some stronger weapons, and I ended up beating the elephant first.
Okay. Yeah,
and that's what allowed me to beat the camel one because she gives you the healing thing, the little ability that resurrects you.
Mifa's great, yeah.
Yeah, that saved my ass.
One of the things he didn't know was that you have to have a certain number of hearts to get the Master Sword out.
Yeah, the Master Sword was what I was going to try to get next, but he told me about that.
Yeah, Patty, he's talking about going to the Master Sword, and I'm like, you gotta have so many hearts to be able to pull that out.
I want to say you have to have 13 hearts.
I was trying not to get told. I have 12 right now. So you're telling me I'm almost there.
Wrong. I may be wrong.
Hey, I didn't say anything, man.
I forgot, Patty. I forgot. I forgot.
I know that
I don't remember. I have to look it up.
Stamina.
Hold on, I have my Switch right here. I'm going to count how many freaking hearts I have.
Yeah, Mike, you cannot blame me this time. You can blame your own kid. I didn't say
Yeah.
shit.
All right,
Yeah,
hold on.
in Breath of the Wild, it's hearts, and Tears of the Kingdom, it's your stamina. And you have to have like
Yeah.
2.5 wheels, three wheels.
Wait, hold on.
So, Caddy, while he looks that up, what's your honor level in RDR2?
I'm actually not playing through RDR2. I'm playing through the original before I play through RDR2. Mainly because I
Oh.
need a better computer to play through RDR2.
Oh,
okay, sorry.
okay. Apparently, the first row has 13 hearts because that's how many I have right now.
Then you can get the sword. And Caddy, you got a notification again.
How
I
many? And what's the maximum amount of hearts? Because usually it's only 20.
It depends on the number of shrines, what you choose, and
So
what
it's
your priority is. Well, between hearts and stamina.
Yeah.
Well, what I've been doing is I wait until I have 8 orbs, and then each time I go to a shrine, I get one of each.
Yeah, that's pretty much how my son and I did.
You do it that way. Oh, have you got any of the special horses yet?
Oh, good question.
No, but I did ride a deer.
A deer.
Oh, so you haven't got Zelda's horse or
No.
the big horse?
I'm assuming Epina's in the game because she's been in every horse riding game since Ocarina of Time.
She's not actually. I think she is a
Well, if I get a red horse with a white mane, I'm naming it Epina.
That's fine.
Hey,
I think
Kenny,
I did the same thing.
You play the DLC and get the bike?
I never actually got the DLC.
Yeah, the bike. My son, we got the DLC to get
fucking love
bigger
the bike
man.
though.
Well,
I was trying to get my dad to buy the DLC.
Well, yeah, I might end up, depending on how much it costs, I might buy it, but I'm going to see if I can find it on discount somewhere or something.
Huh?
I'm not paying $20 for it.
I don't remember it being that expensive. The Master Sword
It's $20. It's $20.
Yeah, it was for a song. I mean, we just went and did it. What's your boyfriend blowing you up at this time of the day?
No, that was my gay best friend.
Why'd you have to
ask me how to describe it? He was asking me
gay best friend. I love how people like you say that my gay best friend.
I say that
about somebody who's sweet.
You have to understand. I call him my gay best friend because at one point or another I told him that I have seen less fruit at a grocery store.
All right, hold on.
So he's one of those flamboyant ones, Caddy?
Sweetheart, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, my mother's out, so I'm offhandedly talking to her.
No, what I was saying is, are you saying
I'm trying to show you without any glare. Hold on.
Bigify your screen. That's how you do it.
Bigify? Is that even a word?
Yeah. Bigify.
In Biggins. That might be better.
Yeah, in Biggins.
No, that's not working. That's not better. But
anyway,
that's how many shrines I got.
Ugh.
And I haven't looked up how to find a single freaking one.
And why are you wearing a Mickey shirt?
Oh, I'm wearing my shirt I got for Father's Day a few years back from my younger kid's mom. It says reigning dad joke champion.
So, Caddy, I told your dad, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm so proud I haven't looked that shit up to find things. I'm like, oh, you will.
Oh, Dad,
I don't think he believes me, but I don't think he believes that he's going to have to look shit up. But Do you remember the Blood Moon shrine?
There isn't a Blood Moon shrine?
No, there is.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember it right now, then.
Well,
Unless
the
you're
way the
talking about
Blood
the final
Moon
boss.
shrine, well, the way the way that one works is it only comes out at a certain time when the blood moon is
It's
starting.
about to happen. Yeah.
Well, my son and I took, I don't know if we took a tower or a shrine, because we saw that and we knew that was what we needed to do, was get there as quick as possible. But unfortunately, the teleportation killed the blood moon. So
You just
there
kind
was
of
this.
to be in the area and wait.
Well, we had this time where we were in a different area, and all of a sudden we got the warning of the blood moon, and I'm like, AJ, I'm like, we already had the place marked on the tablet. And he's like, I'm like, AJ, the blood moon's here. We can go to that shrine. And I'm like, just no teleport. So he ran like a motherfucker. His stamina was crazy. And we were high-fiving when he went in there and got that.
No,
Because that one you had to wait on. You couldn't just go there. You had to wait for a time when it happened.
I'm trying to think, like, what other ones are interesting?
Well, there was one. There was one I was particularly.
Has my dad done Flower Blight Ganon yet?
Which one's Flower Blight?
It's a joke. So there's an NPC that is the fandom around this game, lovingly named one of the NPCs Flower Blight Ganon, because her mission is, she's a shrine mission. And you have to make your way perfectly through a flower maze to get to her shrine.
Oh, yeah. I got that one, yes.
Yes. We the fandom jokingly named her Flower Blight Ganon. Because apparently it trips people up. I don't think I ever actually had any issues with it. That was fairly easy.
Here's the part that I thought was funny. Because I had just gotten the horse, my first horse, when I got to that area, I didn't want to just teleport away and leave the horse there. It was leaving the damn flower maze that I kept getting tripped up. I got to it on the first attempt. Got to the shrine, but freaking leaving is what killed me.
How do you have a hard time?
All because I didn't want to leave the damn horse.
But I was gonna state,
why didn't you teleport to another shrine? Why didn't you teleport to another shrine after you completed the mission?
Because I didn't want to leave the horse.
Your dad doesn't understand the game.
But no, what I think is so funny about all of this is, like, I'm thinking about the Tears of the Kingdom. The Tears of the Kingdom bosses are harder, and they have actual dungeons.
You know, the sad part is, sad part is, Daddy, I didn't get to play Tears of the Kingdom because my son was able to navigate and read better. And
I say, I will tell my dad this. Dad, when you do go through and play Tears of the Kingdom, save Colgera, the Rito Temple, for last. It is the best cinematic experience. Save it for last. It is supposed to be the first one you go to and do. Ignore it. Do something else. I suggest you go to probably the Zoro's domain first, as I think their boss and temple is the easiest. Just save Rito for last.
I'm probably going to do the same thing and just wander around and just discover what I can.
Again,
Oh, that is
if
the
you
fun
want to
thing.
hear anything, I made the mistake of doing it first. Don't.
Well, let me put it this way, sweetheart. How many of the Korok seeds are there?
In Breath of the
Oh
Wild,
God,
there's
like
100.
900 and something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that many?
Yeah,
there's a lot of
dude,
Korok.
you could find a map for that. Trust me.
And it's like everywhere you turn, there's a Korok.
Yeah, because I have like 150 of the damn seeds so far.
Yeah. How many you got so far?
I'm not on the phone. I'm on.
How many have you gotten so far, Mike?
I'm legitimately on a stream, mother.
Well, right now I have 146, but I used 4 of them.
Yeah, I want to say there's in original Breath of the Wild, there's 500, I believe. And Tears of the
Actually, I thought it
Kingdom,
was 900. But
no, Tears of the Kingdom only has around like 1,000 something,
all right,
and they doubled it.
Legends of
Because I
Zelda.
know the whole thing is that they doubled the amount of Koroks from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom.
All right, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the
It might be like
Wild.
750.
I don't know. I'm just looking it up. Breath of the Wild. How do we spell Korok with a K?
Korok.
Korok.
All right, let's see if I can find this out. There. Wait a minute. Am I on the right game? Okay, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There are 900 Korok seeds.
Okay, you were right. Then it may be like there's 2,000 or something, or maybe it's only 1,050 in Tears of the Kingdom.
I don't know. I'll take a look real quick. Korok seeds, Legends of Zelda.
I wonder if Dad's actually gonna try to get all of them, and then he'll get Hestu's gift.
My son and I.
Sorry, what is that?
Hestu's gift is a thing like a achievement or item you get. Technically, it's a key item. It doesn't do anything, but it's what you receive for getting all the Korok seeds.
Well, if I do that, it'll be after I've beaten the game because I'm just trying to get 100%.
What?
You're not going to get 100% if you don't get all the Korok seeds.
What I mean is, because like every Zelda game, you get to save before you beat the final boss.
Okay, Caddy, it turns out they only added 100, so it's 1,000 Korok seeds.
Okay, I thought they added more.
Well, not according to IGN.
Okay. Yeah.
So there was 900 Koroks in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. There's 1,000. Shit. I don't even know how many. I'd have to ask my son, but he's sleeping right now, how many we ever found. And those things are hard to find. Those things are harder to find than a shrine. Anyway, you're going to want to spin those Korok seeds if you want to have more equipment.
Well, I can't. I forgot where I ran into the guy. And I don't want to look up where he is.
Caddy, why is your dad so stubborn with this?
It's not stubborn. It's just I want to experience the game as the game is intended. I don't want to look up every little thing, even if it's something I should remember.
What did you leave it
Fair
for me?
enough. It's your
Did you leave it
gaming,
for me?
it's your gaming experience.
Yeah.
No offense, Mike, but if your daughter's gonna talk to other people, could she mute?
Yeah, if you gotta mute yourself, sweetheart.
Sorry. Normally
Yeah, I
I do
don't.
like moving around.
Yeah, just not trying to be rude.
But sweetheart, since you're on and he's complaining about it, where do I find the guy that lets me spend the Korok seeds? Because I forgot where I ran into him.
Technically you can run
It's
into
the
him in a few
female,
different
I
places.
thought.
No, it's a dude. Hestia is a dude.
Oh, that guy. Oh yeah, Hestia. Yeah, but actually, he's more of a plant. I wouldn't call him a dude.
Well, his pronouns are he, him.
Sure, shit, don't. Yeah, well, I don't really care what somebody else said. I'm just looking at a tree plant.
Well, in Wind Waker, the Koroks were the descendants of the Kokiri, and the Kokiri were humanoids that were both male and female. So, and besides, plants themselves can be male, female, or both.
Yeah, it's called androgynous. I'm very well aware of that.
Hestia is the only one that is considered to have a gender, I believe. All the other Koroks don't.
Well, that's because they don't say anything other than hello or ow when you hit them with a rock.
Oh, by the way, Korok
I
punishment
like to
is
do
so much
music
better.
a lot.
Sorry, say that again.
Tears of the Kingdom, Korok abuse gets so much better. You can literally send them into space.
And I do like the fact that they stay around. That way you know which ones you've already gotten.
Yeah, that is a nice factor. Anyway, it's in the Korok Forest. Do you not remember where the Korok Forest is?
Well, I still have the game up, so I can bring up my map and see if I found it.
Of course you found it. If you've already done Korok seeds, you'd have found it.
You can try doing Korok seeds from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I had about 20 before I found the guy originally.
Okay, he's in the Korok Forest.
Okay.
Which should be on your map right now.
I'm looking for it.
It's where you get the Master Sword. He's where you get the Master Sword. It's where you get the Master Sword.
Really?
Yeah, yes, that is where you get the Master Sword. You get it from the Korok Forest.
Yeah, he is there. If you've already, I believe if you've already done where you initially help him, he will from then on be at the Korok Forest.
Okay, yeah. Apparently no, I have not found the Korok Forest yet because I have the Lost Woods here. I have Mido Swamp, Lake Maker Island, Lake Saria, but I don't have the Korok Woods on here yet.
Okay, so you haven't gotten through the Lost Woods yet.
No.
That's your problem. There are 3 shrines in that forest. There's a bunch of side quests. There's all kinds of stuff. Well, shit, he hasn't even done the main quest yet. Hero's Sword involves earning back the Master Sword.
No, I haven't got the Master Sword yet.
Okay, Hestia will increase. Am I saying the right, Caddy? It's Hesta, right? Not Hestia. Probably adding another word in there. Will increase your weapons, bows, shield that Link can carry in exchange for Korok seeds. Yeah, so how could you not find the Korok Forest?
because there's a little side mission at one point where you can get his maracas back. I did that one, and at the time I used 4 of the seeds because I didn't know how many I needed to use at the time.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there are a couple of main quests. See, there's a difference between the hero sword and the master sword. The hero
Yeah, I
sword,
don't have either one yet.
well, you won't get the master sword unless you do the DLC. But you also have 3
No?
shrines
No, you get the
and
Master Sword.
1, 2, 3, 4 side quests you could do. And there's plenty of
You get the
merchants.
Master Sword, period.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say, you just said that you only get the Master Sword if you've got the DLC. No, you get it in the main game.
No,
It's
you
just you
get
don't
the
get the
hero sword in the main game. The
No, you get
DLC.
the Master Sword. You get the reforged Master Sword.
Yeah, but to make
It gets
it
damaged in the backstory, and then it sits at the Deku tree to get healed, and then you get it again. No, the DLC, all the DLC does is make it to where the Master Sword will not break anymore. It gives you a permanent weapon.
well, that's when it becomes the hero. That's when it goes from the hero sword to the master sword.
No, it's from the beginning. It's called the Master Sword.
I'm sorry, we'll have to agree to disagree on that, but I understand where you're coming
Well,
from.
I will find out by the next live stream, and I will confirm or deny.
You think you're going to get the hero sword, get the
Look, it's
DLC?
called the same thing in both games because they damn near reuse the same model.
No, what I mean is the text I'm always seeing is it was always the hero sword until that upgrade in the DLC. Then it became the master sword.
Are you talking fucking Skyward Sword? Where yes, that's the fucking goddess sword, and it gets forged into the Master Sword. What the fuck are you talking about, Bestie? Explain yourself, please.
Well, I'm okay. Let's see. It's referred to as the hero sword and then the master sword.
Are you talking like one of its general alternate names, where it's just considered like yes, the hero's sword? If you were talking about it in-game text,
Daddy, I'm not a young person. I'm not saying you're not right and that
no, I'm
misinterpreting.
confused. My confused comes off as anger because I am confused on what you're talking about. Because through the entirety of the game, it is referred to as the Master Sword.
Okay, well, you know what? Based on the text I'm reading right now, I could definitely see where you're right. Yeah.
Through the entirety of the game.
Okay, maybe I misread this. Calm your emotions down and let it all
Okay, I'm not angry, I'm confused.
Yeah, and I'm trying to tell you where I'm coming from. It says in main quest, the hero's sword involves earning back the master sword. Okay, so I will acquiesce that I misunderstood.
Yeah, the quest is called the Hero Sword.
Okay, so the hero is Link and the master sword. Okay. I thought that the term was it was a hero sword, and then once you did the DLC, it became the master sword. Okay, so I reread it, and yeah, you're correct. I'm okay with that.
I was confused. I was so confused because, like,
You're still talking about Zelda?
Yes, this is
Zelda is a great series. Okay, Eliu, do you understand that the oldest videos on my channel are Zelda related?
Yeah.
Yes, we like Legend of Zelda. I'm sorry, Elihu.
Okay.
In fact, one of the videos I've been wanting to make for a very long time is an updated timeline video, because I was one of the first people on YouTube to say that there was 3 timelines.
I actually was hoping to hell that Super Mario Brothers would be a hit, because I want a Zelda movie. I really fucking do.
I don't. If there's a Zelda movie, I don't want it to be based on any of the games.
I just
Why not?
want to see it.
Because the games are okay. The point about most of the Zelda games is that you are Link. You tend not to want to see, what your character is doing, and it's like, okay, I didn't do that in the game, or I did that in the game, or I did it a different way in the game. It doesn't make sense. That's what the problem is.
And to answer Dandelion's question, yes, I've only played one game. It was on a Game Boy.
Oh,
So you played Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. It was that first Zelda game that came out on the Game Boy. I was so excited. I saved up for months for that game.
I remember the first Zelda game being, I can't remember the first or second for Nintendo, but it had the gold plating on it. I think it was Zelda 2.
Zelda 1 and 2 both had it.
Oh, they both had it. Okay. Yeah, that was unique about.
Re-released it too.
Sorry, say that again.
Didn't one of Ocarina of Time's re-releases get it too?
No, actually, it was the first releases of Ocarina of Time that had it. 1.0 and 1.1 were the only ones that were gold. After that, they were all silver. Well, not gray, I should say, not silver.
Whoa. Sorry, hang on a second.
Yeah, I only remember the Zelda games, a couple of Zelda games being gold plated. I thought it was only the second one, but that was the one my friend had. I didn't get a Nintendo till, well, I would have got it on my birthday, but I set a little fire, and my parents decided to punish me and make me wait till Christmas.
The only ones that did not get gold cartridges are Game Boy, DS, and Super Nintendo. Both Nintendo 64 ones were gold, but the special one for Majora's Mask had a lenticular label instead of a regular label, and but all Majora's Mask copies are gold, I believe.
Why did it, it's a curious thing. Why did they make that one gold all the way back then in the plated and then continue with it? I always felt like they were trying to make Zelda unique, and yeah, I still want let me.
You want to know why they did it, NB? I can tell you exactly why they did it.
Okay, please.
Legend of Zelda was the first cartridge-based game that had a battery backup for to save the game. Before that, the only way to keep your progress was through a complex password system, like the original Metroid had or Mega Man had.
Yeah, Mega Man and what was that game?
Later on, I think it was just because of how popular they got, especially with the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, the reason they did it for Zelda 2 was because they did it for Zelda 1. I don't know why they didn't do it for the Super Nintendo or the Game Boy games, but for the Nintendo 64, they made them gold again. But part of the problem with back in that era of toy manufacturing, there was something known as gold plastic syndrome, which is an issue with a lot of like GI Joes, Transformers, and stuff like that, where gold plastic tends to have a aging problem where it'll crack. So I'm wondering if that's why they didn't do it for Super Nintendo, because they didn't for the original Nintendo games. It wasn't just gold plastic; it was black plastic. Then they vacuum metallized the plastic with a gold foil or a gold colored foil. So that's why. Sorry.
How do you know all this? You know, I know all
because
about
I sell the damn things.
I'm a master of politics and a few other things, but in this category, oh shit!
In this category, my dad reigns supreme.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't compete with your dad in this. I wouldn't even try.
It's also why the gray plastic used tends to leach bromine out of the atmosphere, and that's why it tends to yellow over time. Some people think that it's because it's been exposed to cigarette smoke. It's actually because it's been exposed to sun.
Yeah, oxidization.
No, not oxidization.
Oh.
That's a redox reaction. This is through the chemical composition of the plastic. It absorbs bromine molecules from the air when in contact, when in sunlight.
But I was gonna go. If I remember correctly, I think my first Zelda game was Ocarina of Time. If I'm correct, because I think you let me play one of the original N64 ones.
It's possible. I know. I've played every Zelda game except for the two newest ones.
Tears of the Kingdom?
Yes, I said two newest ones.
Anybody talk to Mr. Lundell?
No, I have not.
No. I was like,
I did the best I could to help him, but with everything that was going on in my house, you know, it took me 12 days, 3 comp calls, my wife putting her hands on me to finally find out why she was so upset. And I was like, damn, you just told me that. We could have solved this. I already had the answer. I was like, I told you what I was doing. If you didn't like it, all you had to do was tell me.
Wow, a 6.2 just hit El Salvador.
6.2 earthquake?
Yep, just hit El Salvador.
And we got, man, I tell you what, I went out on...
I felt that shake 2 days ago here. I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait, why is my laptop moving? My table's moving. Okay, that happened about 2 seconds. I found out later there's a 4.3 earthquake about 40 miles away. I'm like, oh, okay.
You live in California. Earthquakes should be normal for you.
Yeah, 99.99% of the earthquakes we don't feel.
Yeah.
What I was laughing about this. I've gotten so used to earthquakes. I'm young. I was watching with my friend in New York, who, while we were on a VC call, he got an earthquake and he's freaking out. I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, oh my god, my house just shook. We had an earthquake. And I'm like,
you know, it's like
the best earthquake commercial I've seen was the Got Milk Old Cow commercial, and the cow's in the pasture and the ground starts shaking and the cow's going, California foot massage.
No, I was thinking about the scene from Independence Day where it's like, what is that, an earthquake? It's not even a 4.0. Go back to bed.
Yeah, typical.
I have slept through earthquakes.
Same here.
Again, I told my friend from New York that, and he lovingly said, what the hell? How? I don't like doing normal.
The 42nd Street fault line. Hello.
I have lived in places where I live in Twister Alley. I've been around hurricanes. My mom has been around hurricanes. Let me tell you something. If it's not a Cat 3, nobody cares.
I was going to
Well-
say, I get freaked out about the hurricane, even though it was like a tropical storm by the time it hit California.
First
But,
off,
like,
you didn't
and-
have a hurricane hit California. You
No.
had a typhoon.
No,
Fine.
it was a hurricane.
How can there be a hurricane on your side of the country?
I believe it.
Because a hurricane, it's divided by the timeline. Basically, anything east of Hawaii is a hurricane. Anything west of Hawaii is a typhoon.
No, it's not. It's not that.
All right,
Yeah.
why don't you two explain the difference to me between a hurricane and a typhoon?
It's the name.
Well, hold on. One, nomenclature. It's just where it forms.
Yeah, it's the name.
And if it forms in the Pacific, or sorry, if it forms in the Atlantic Ocean or the Gulf of Mexico, it is considered a hurricane.
Yeah, it came up through
Hurricane
the
Hillary formed in that area and then crossed over Central America.
Yeah. And I think that was the first time California had been hit by a hurricane in like.
It was 100 years almost.
So I don't understand. Why do you guys call it a hurricane, not a typhoon?
Okay, it's
Because
a hurricane where it forms, and it formed in the Gulf of Mexico, then
Which is-
crossed land over Central America, and then went up the Pacific coast.
Okay, gotcha.
I got hit minorly by it. Like, we actually had the like, hey, flooding alert, which was very
Yeah, I
fun
got-
because I was sitting in a shed during that.
I remember that tsunami alert I got a couple weeks ago or last month.
Well,
Yeah, I was
you
in
know,
the
the
shed.
whole thing with me is, like I said, I've lived in Florida, I've lived in South Carolina, North Carolina, I've lived on the coast most of my life.
Oh,
If it's not a Cat 3 hurricane, we don't care. Most
Dude,
of the
I went through Katrina, okay?
it's Cat when most of the time there's a reason why we don't leave. It's not
And
because
Sydney.
we don't care. It's like we throw parties during those. There's a reason why in Florida we have hurricane parties.
Yeah, I've been to one of those. During Hurricane Cindy, I was leaving work. It was basically, it was a little windy. Boss was like, we're closing up early. I'm like, okay. Little windy and raining. I'm walking down Royal, go down to Bourbon. It's not that crowded on Thursday night. I'm okay, no problem. I get to Canal, and all of a sudden, I am soaked wet, wind blowing everywhere. My hat flies up, my hair's messed up, flying everywhere. I'm trying to cross the street. I get between two buildings, wind stops. I'm like, okay, Canal, it is a fucking wind tunnel. Wow. Years later, I found out there was this special on the History Channel about hurricanes and the Katrina. And I swear, that I see me in my white shirt, my hair crossing the street on that little video footage. I'm like, holy shit, is that me?
Well, it was Katrina. I could definitely believe it was you. Dude, I was down in Biloxi a few years ago when I was at Keesler for training. And if you remember, they have all the casinos right on the ocean, you know,
Yeah.
because of the laws. Well,
But-
Katrina came through, and I came back for what's called 7-level training. And this was after Katrina, and what was all fucking gone?
Weird
You have
question.
to remember something. Let me show you. Okay, August 28th, Katrina was coming right. This is the Mississippi River. This is the Mississippi River. Katrina was right here. My boss like, okay, yeah, no problem. I wake up early in the morning. My boss like, turn on the TV. We're closing the restaurant. I'm like, why? All of a sudden, the storm went choop. In 8 hours. It just moved right up the Mississippi. Like, holy shit, yeah, we're gonna get fucked.
No, I remember one of my sergeants I didn't go down to back to Keesler until after she did. And she got out a week before Katrina. And we were getting worried because we were like, oh shit, this is going to be bad. And thankfully her training was done. But man, when I went back to Keesler and saw the devastation, and I mean, trust me, I've been through a lot of hurricanes. I've been through Floyd. I've been through Matthew. Oh God.
Well, let me tell you this: it's a first-hand eyewitness account. Uh, New Orleans survived the wind damage, the rain damage. What destroyed the city was the levees breaking.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah, we were cleaning up the streets for the fire trucks. We were cleaning up the streets for the fire trucks, emergency crews to be able to get through, right? That's what we always did. We cleaned up the streets and everything, and we're like, hey, where's this water coming from? We didn't find out till 2 days later the levees broke. This is how informed the residents were.
yeah, what I can't figure out is why the levees broke. I mean, this is in the 1920s. We shouldn't have stayed there. This is what I can't figure out. New Orleans is under seawater. Louisiana is pretty much. We shouldn't have state-of-the-art levees. I mean, we're fucking America.
The only levee that was sturdy was a natural levee that was surrounding the quarter, because the quarter is about 14 feet below sea level. That was the only levee that survived.
We built
Otherwise, the quarter would have been
another
flooded.
fucking dam, for God's sakes. We should be able to take care of Louisiana. This laziness with our government is ridiculous.
All right, hold on.
There's no
I want to
reason
hold on. I want to go back a little bit just because of Dandelion's comment about the hurricanes on both sides of the continent. The reason Hillary was called a hurricane and not a cyclone or a monsoon or a anything like that is because the tropical wave that originally started it exited the western coast of Africa on August 3rd. The wave moved westward across the Atlantic Ocean, reaching Lesser Antilles by August 9th. So that's why it was called a hurricane and not a
Can I ask your dad?
monsoon or tropical cyclone.
Why is
Yeah.
Dandelion not up here?
Yeah, I know. She's got a lot to say. She should be up here. Lack of desire funding. Tell me about it.
Poor planning. They airdrop water to about 100 feet from the ground, and 90% of it explodes on the ground, and they take off. Thank you for the water.
I've got people who are working in FEMA who I would have laid my life down for, and they would have done for me.
Yeah,
And
Chertoff retired after that.
You don't want to know the stories that they're telling me about what's going on in North Carolina.
Can I ask my dad a question now?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sweetheart.
I've been waiting this entire time.
So you feel like what Dandelion feels, right?
No, I was gonna ask, hey Dad, with my birthday coming up, should I make another I run a Jep Nerdy? And make everyone
If you want to. If you want to.
How's it gonna be, Caddy?
I can legally drink in like 10 days.
Okay.
Notice she said can now legally drink.
Yeah, and I'm excusing that,
funny?
but I'm saying don't go
I
bar
have no-
hopping.
No, I have no interest in drinking at all, actually. I don't like the taste of alcohol.
Good choice.
Well,
Yeah,
I want to take her to the same Black Angus that my mom took me to when I turned 21. But it was really funny when my mom did it because she was like, I'm going to take you for your first beer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, my first beer. Okay. And we go to the Black Angus, and immediately the bartender goes, oh, hey, Mike, how's it been? Long time no see. And my mom's like, "You've been here before," and I'm like, "No, of course not. I've never ordered a beer at this bar before."
When I turned 21, I was on the USS Saipan on my birthday, and I was on night shift, and the smoking lantern was not lit. And I was like, fuck it. It's my 21st birthday. I can't drink. I'm going to smoke. So I went out on the deck, one of the side parts of the deck, to see the ocean, and I lit my cigarette. I was like, if I can't have my first, it was 2 weeks after my 21st birthday before I could have my first legal beer. Because that's how long it took for us to get off ship.
I didn't care when I turned 21. I'm like, I still drank before, I still drank after. 21 was no big deal for me.
Yeah, it's not about the fact that I drank before. It's just about the fact that now it was legal. And I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck on a ship. First time I drank beer, I was 10 years old.
It used to be 18 in this country.
I've tried alcohol several times, in fact. I still don't like it.
I rarely drink. I rarely have alcohol in my house.
I mean,
really? Drinking and smoking is 21 now. Actually, the drinking age was gone from 18 to 21 because they threatened to cut funding in cities for federal highways.
I was gonna say, do you want to know why I don't like drinking, or why I have no interest in it?
Not really. It's none of my
Because
business.
I've told you many horror stories of what happens when I've gotten drunk, blackout drunk.
No, because I don't understand why people like to drink. I'm sorry, the burning dumb juice does not sound funny.
Well, for some people, and it depends on different environments and different people. For me,
Well,
I don't drink to get drunk. I just drink to, get calmed down. But I don't actually drink in excess. Like, I don't have alcohol, liquor. I have a couple of beers in the daytime, and then I have a couple after.
A 24-ounce can of beer will last me a whole entire baseball game.
All right, so Marie told me, Marie got me a late birthday present.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She got me a little bottle of very smooth Irish whiskey, genuine Irish whiskey.
Yeah, my thing is, Mike.
That tastes hard to me.
No, my thing is,
hold on. Let me, Emby, I want to explain to Getty.
Yeah, go
ahead. While this does have a burn to it, it's a very smooth sipping whiskey. This is the type of whiskey that you either drink neat or on the rocks. And you actually get to enjoy the flavors. Okay. So by smooth, they mean there's very little burn to it, but there still is a burn because it is, ethanol.
Yeah, was something I said about that 360 double chocolate vodka. I was like,
chocolate?
Yeah, it was a smooth. Oh God, this 360 double chocolate vodka. Oh my God. Do you want to talk about the smoothest liquor going down your throat? Oh.
I heard the smoothest chocolate liquor was chocolate moonshine.
I've never had that, but damn, this shit was smooth. There was no nothing. It was just like, yeah, I put it in it didn't matter if I put it in the fucking freezer or not. Tasted better after it was in the freezer, but I could just take double shots of that thing straight up, not be in the freezer, and just been like, Oh, it's so smooth and sweet. No, it was sweet as hell, man. Like I said, double chocolate.
Again, I just don't have an interest in it.
Oh, I understand that,
Good,
sir.
don't.
There's many things that I like. I'm a whiskey drinker because that's what I kind of grew up on. I like whiskey. I'm not a big fan of vodka, especially grain vodkas.
I
Love
I
grain
don't get it in
vodka.
general.
What do you prefer, rice vodka,
Potato.
potato
So,
vodka?
you don't like sake?
Sake's
So,
not.
I'm
so,
sorry. Sake?
I'm a big fan of chilled sake. Not. I know a lot of sake is supposed to be drinking room temperature, but I prefer the chilled sake.
Okay.
No, I can't stand the chilled sake.
Have you guys
No.
talked? Sorry, I'm really quick. SAK, or there's an E at the end. Sake, the Japanese drink.
Yes.
Yeah, sake. That's how that's pronounced. Why? It's God. It's like when people say Pokemon.
It's Pokemon.
Why do you think I was saying sake?
Thank you, Father.
I was saying it correctly.
Sorry, it's the same thing.
Because I'm a Midwesterner and I talk the
Like
way I talk.
Shang-Chi and Shang-Chi. The only time he ever pronounced his name correctly was in the anime, was in What If, when she said Shang. I'm like, you finally pronounced the name correctly. Thank you. It's not
No.
Shang-Chi, it's Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is that it's
That was the whole
Yeah.
thing that, that was like Shane. I'm like, no.
It's
Not enough
Shang-Chi.
Japanese people. That is. Oh God, it was like that Latinx thing. It's like we want to be inclusive. I'm like, how are you supposed to do that with a Romance language where the A and the O determine the feminine or the masculinity? And why are you trying to do that bullshit? And
Well, hold on, NB. You do know that was started by certain groups of Latinos, right?
yeah, I do, and it was stupid.
And it's because it's supposed to be used on an individual basis, not on a group basis.
Group.
A group would still be called Latinos,
sorry.
and a group of girls would have been called Latinas. But
Yeah,
on an individual basis, if you didn't want to be gendered male or female, then they wanted to be called Latinx.
okay.
Or however they pronounce it.
Have you ever met a Latina or a Latino who liked being called Latinx?
Yes.
So
Okay.
I'm
Tell me
just
about that story.
But here's the thing: she still pronounced it Latina because of the way, or it was like Latina or something like that, because of the way they pronounce the X sound. But she wanted it to be the X variety.
sorry. I'm just
Most Latinos and Latinas I knew, and I know I can say Latino as a plural version, they didn't seem to, but hey. Oh, thank God. Sorry, I got my wife's home.
I have been being driven insane by a goddamn smoke alarm because we have an old smoke alarm that we don't know where it is. It somehow got turned on despite we took it off. We made sure it was off. It got turned on and it's just chirping and we don't know where it is.
That's the low battery
I just
sound.
heard it.
Sweetheart.
I just heard it.
Yes, no, I know what it is. I know why it's doing that. The whole thing is it's old. We took it off because it didn't work properly. So it's just chirping.
I heard a chirp.
It's slowly driving me insane because we don't know where it is. It feels like it's everywhere. No matter where I am, it sounds like it's right next to me. I can be in my room and it sounds like it's right next to me. I can be in the very back in Jay's room and it sounds like it's right next to me.
There it goes again. And maybe you should just split up everybody. Everybody would go in a room and look for it.
It's like driving me insane because it's like, where the fuck is this thing? Because we've been looking for it and it's nowhere. It's like it's in the aether, just there to torment us.
Oh my
You know what it sounds
gosh.
like, Steph?
What?
It sounds like a teenage daughter.
It went to the upside down.
What do you mean, Dad? It sounds like a teenage daughter.
It's in the upside
Some,
down.
no, something that is sporadically really annoying every time it makes a sound.
It's teenage daughter syndrome.
But no, it's like it's driving me
TDS.
insane because I don't know where it is. It's like, am I just imagining it? Is it not real? Terrified with my mother that I wasn't going crazy. That it's a thing.
So far, the only person on the panel that has said they heard it is Elihu, and he's high all the time. So it could just be in your head.
No, if I hear it again, I'll tell you. And Kathy can if she can verify or not if it actually did go off, because I did hear it go off twice.
It's been going off the entire time I've been on the panel.
No, I just adjusted my headphones. Sorry, that's why I heard it.
And it's like it is driving me nuts because it's like I don't know what to do with it.
It drives
Dandelion
me
said she heard it
crazy.
too.
Beep, beep. Don't
Thank
know
you.
where.
Thank you,
Beep,
Dandelion.
beep.
It's like, where is it? Why? Why is there a fucking smoke alarm tormenting me from the aether?
It's in the upside down. Contact you from beyond.
I just. So I can almost kind of say that's not in my room because if I have all my fans on, I can't hear it nearly as well.
All right, I'll be right back. I got to load you.
Okay.
I'm not in my room because the best way I can explain it is when I'm like on a call with my friends, it sounds like WinPNG.
Ah.
Otherwise, I actually might have you on my computer because I have a game that I totally legally downloaded on my computer.
Totally legally downloaded. Gotcha.
In my defense, the game was shut down. This is a private server. And I like to pretend the game isn't shut down.
Hey, have you ever played Pokemon Go?
Yes.
You know, I was wandering around and I finally got that little alert, right? Said wild Pokemon in the area. I opened it up and there was a wild Pikachu right in front of me. And I found out this damn thing. I have to walk to hatch these eggs, and I had 3 eggs in my inventory. I'm like, damn you. I hate walking. But I did rename one of my, that purple sledge guy, Elon Musk.
Hmm.
I was thinking of
All right, I'm
renaming
back.
Snorlax, Don Trump Jr.
Well, there's like a weasel thing that is inspired by Donald Trump's hair.
Gumshoes. His name is Gumshoes.
I haven't seen him. Where do I find him?
All right, Caddy, have you watched any TV lately? Anything you want to talk about?
So Epic the Musical just came to an end.
Some what?
Epic the Musical just came to an end. The final saga was finally just released, and I've been so excited for it. The original watch party was, not able to happen because of a storm while they were in Ithaca. The homeland of Odysseus.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is this entire musical is based on the Odyssey. And, everyone's freaking out because the main guy, the guy who wrote it, Jorge Rivera Erens. I cannot say that name correctly. I don't really want to try.
I thought his name was Homer.
No, the guy who wrote the musical.
Oh.
He also plays Odysseus.
Oh, okay.
And he,
It's not that Iliad was written by Homer.
the entire time, he has been singing kind of tenor. Oh, we finally heard his lower register. It's so cool. But for some reason, people lack the ability to actually analyze anything. Because the same thing happened with fucking Hazbin Hotel, where they talked on the subject of sexual assault and all that kind of stuff. And so the same thing is talked about in Epic, and everyone's going, well, he didn't need to write that because you don't talk about that kind of stuff. It's a bad thing. It's like, okay, guys, he didn't write the fucking Odyssey. He is writing the musical based on it. And secondly, he handles it very well. It's like the Epic community is fine with like a bunch of major character death. The second it talks about something, like vaguely talks about it, and they're like, "Oh God," fucking up in arms about it. Pisses me off.
Well, I've noticed something about.
Hold on. Are you talking about what Circe did to Odysseus, or are you talking about something else?
The suitors to Penelope, and also wasn't Circe, it was Calypso.
Oh, well, one of the two. But yeah, I would have said that because there's male on female sexual assault and there's female on male sexual assault in that thing. So
yeah,
and that story is literally older than dirt.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is that they kind of breezed past the Calypso bit. Because it's only really implied. I will state they straight up say the R word. I just don't want to get you demonetized. I probably already have.
I'm not monetized, so don't worry about it.
They in one of the songs he literally says, "You plotted to kill my son. You planned to rape my wife."
Oh.
Yeah, in one of the songs he does distinctly say that.
Oh, usually unalive and grape.
What did I miss?
You missed a lot, dude. She's talking about musicals again.
Newsflash, I live in the Midwest. We have a snowstorm. My wife went out to go.
Lucky.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I said lucky you got snow.
Snow ain't the problem. It's the freaking black ice out there. I had to have my wife take the Jeep, and yeah, she had to put it in 4-wheel drive to be able to work it because I told her the roads were bad earlier, and we don't have as much traffic as we normally do, especially since it's Sunday, and this snow ain't stopping, and the roads are slick, so you gotta go slow as shit.
All right, hold on. Sorry, I live in Southern California. What is snow?
Snow looks like cocaine, only colder.
Oh.
And it doesn't get you high.
But no, I was going to say.
And you don't eat the yellow.
Unless somebody poured Mountain Dew on the ground.
But
yeah, that definitely sounds bad. I don't like that idea.
But no,
hey, I wrote my name in the snow at the Arctic Circle.
The whole thing about with the Epic fandom and why I'm so kind of.
Oh God, you wrote your name in piss like any of us haven't done
at the Arctic Circle.
Well, okay, you got the Arctic Circle. What? You want a gold star and a brass button?
Did the smoke alarm finally die? It's not beeping anymore.
Well, what are you, black? Change the fucking battery.
She can't find it. That's the thing.
Yeah, no,
I've been find a 9-volt, or she can't find the.
No, so it's
you can't find the smoke detector.
So it's an old smoke alarm that we turned off, and it somehow got turned back on because we'd taken it down to replace it because it wasn't working correctly. Because we had a fire and it tripped, it go off.
How
We
can
brought
you
found
not find it when
because we put it in a
it's
box.
beeping? They beep every 60 seconds.
Because we put it in a box and we can't find where it's exactly coming from. Because no matter where we're standing in the house, it sounds like it's next to us.
Well, that's because you're probably talking too much.
But it's been slowly
You
driving me
need
insane.
okay, I'm going to tell you how to do this. You
Well,
close
it's
your
not changing anymore.
eyes. No, you
It's been
close your
beeping.
eyes and you don't talk and you listen with your ears. Then
I
you
would.
will find it very quickly. Take it from
How?
somebody with a lot of experience in communications.
NB, it has been beeping for over a fucking week. You think we haven't tried that?
Not really, Caddy, because if you had, you'd have found the damn thing.
All right, Caddy, this is what you do. Because
It's
you can't use your ears. Hold on. If you can't, hold on. If you can't use your ears, download an acoustic app on that detects sound. Turn off everything in the house, and use that as a tracker, kind of like the Sheikah slate in Breath of the Wild for finding something. It'll beep.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been hearing it beep anymore, so it might have finally died.
Yeah, you say that now.
Yeah, but you also have the problem if the battery is dead, you run the risk of its acid corroding.
True.
No shit, it's true. I used to be a battery operator.
Also, Caddy, here's another thing you can use. If any of your friends have a Geiger counter, you can use a Geiger counter to find it.
Who the
No.
fuck
Because
is a Geiger counter now? What is this, the 40s, 50s?
But no,
80s?
It's
been
the
driving me
60s.
insane.
18.
Well,
It
what I
has
mean is,
been driving me insane.
most smoke detectors use a small amount of americium, a radioactive isotope.
Mercury.
That's what he said. Mercurium.
Americium.
Alkaline?
No, It's
American.
a
Was that
man.
number
It's a.
110?
I don't know. I can't remember the number of it.
I can check. I have a fucking.
You have the table?
I have a periodic table in my room.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Which one's americium?
Oh, give me a second. I have to find it.
Sounds like 110.
Time's up.
Here, I'll find 110 really quick. No, 110 is UNN.
Yeah, that's it's like something.
Yeah.
But no, americium would be below somewhere around 90.
93?
95. It's 95.
Okay, 95.
It's right next to plutonium and curium.
Gotcha.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I know it's a man-made one, so
I don't know jack shit about the periodic table of chemicals.
Sorry.
But basically, the reason smoke alarms work is you have a little radioactive isotope, radioactive isotope detector on the other side, and when smoke blocks that, the beam of transmission.
The function of how they work. I also know the basic function of a lot of things. I simply don't know the periodic table, but you're not explaining anything to me I don't know.
No, I'm just
Basically, MB, the smoke detector stopped working. They took it off, turned it off, put it in a box, put the box somewhere, and now they don't know where it is, and it's driving her crazy. That sums it up.
Well, here would have been the quick fix: change the battery, or just take the battery out. But
And
put it in a box.
They needed to throw it away, but you can't just throw away smoke detectors. It is illegal in California.
Yeah, so they put it in a box, and they forgot where the box is. Now it's driving her crazy.
It didn't work. We had a fire go off with smoke in our house, and it did not alert us. That's why it got taken off.
I don't understand. Why don't you? I mean, whatever if it's illegal in California, why don't you just throw in the trash?
Okay. One, it's not just California, but it's many states. It's illegal to throw them away because they are radioactive.
No, it actually, the batteries you're not supposed to dispose of. I've never heard of.
The smoke detector did not work. It wasn't the battery, it was the detector itself. They cannot just throw the detector away.
Is that, sorry, I don't understand how a smoke detector, you say it's radioactive. No, it detects radioactive. It's a radioactive.
No, it doesn't detect radioactive. Well, it has a radioactive detector, but it's only because it has a radioactive isotope in it.
It's why it's called a detector. So it knows what to detect for.
No, you don't know. Okay.
Gosh.
Yeah, I do know very well.
Why do you think they have these?
Some of you think I am.
Should I start
I need
playing
to make more coffee.
yet?
Basically, this is the advice. All the advice you should have had when you originally took it down. You should have taken the battery out. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. Great. You know, nobody wants to listen to the American from the Midwest, but everybody wants to.
That's because you're thinking it detects radioactive stuff too. It doesn't.
It does detect because that is what it's supposed to do. That's why it's
all right. Later, Dandelion.
Radioactive.
That's why
Smoke radioactive. Explain that to me, please.
Later.
Smoke detector. Why is smoke radioactive?
Smoke isn't radioactive.
Exactly.
Your dad is saying there's a radioactive isotope, which I've never heard of in my life. So that sounds like California bullshit.
Okay, no. Let me explain.
Look up the schematics of a basic fire detector, NB.
There's multiple types of smoke detectors. Some of them, not all, have a radioactive isotope in there and a radioactive isotope detector on the other side. So it's kind of like a ping pong table with a radioactive isotope on one side and the detector on the other. When the detector detects the radioactive isotope, it stays silent. When smoke comes into that scenario, it blocks the transmission of the radioactive isotope. The detector can no longer detect it, so it starts chirping. That's why the smoke detector works.
Did you not just say some of them do that, not all of them?
Not all of them, but because of the radioactive isotope part freak people out. Some of the newer ones don't use it, and they use something else.
Oh, you Californians
Can
are
we go back?
weirdos.
Can we go back to the Legend of Zelda arguments, please?
Well, I didn't know you guys. I didn't know California was so freaky about fucking.
It's not just California; it's all across the country. But
no, it's not. You're telling
yes, it
me
is.
you can't throw your fucking.
The ones that contain the radioactive isotope, yes.
Throw it in the trash bag.
Hey, Dad, how's the Legend of Zelda going? I'm ending this conversation.
All right, Caddy, I will accept that.
Hey, have you guys seen Creature Commandos?
Yes, I've seen the first couple of episodes.
Do you know what I realized about the show so far?
That
what's that on?
That GI Robot is the best character ever made.
Well, besides that, every single one of them is innocent, just under bad circumstances. I'm like, wow. That Weasel episode, holy shit.
Well, No, GI Robot really did kill a bunch of Americans. That's why he was put in jail. They just happened to be American Nazis.
Yeah.
I may hop off the panel. In full honesty.
Sorry, what?
I have to host a thing in my Discord server, and I have to go get the server ready. So I might hop off.
Well, we've been going on for 2.5 hours. I can end the stream. So since
I think we're.
you are the vile
Hey,
child,
hang on a second. NB, did you ever find that little video I sent you of Nimoy?
Yeah, I did.
Do you want to share? Do you want to share that? You want to share that for Mike so he can play it?
Dude,
another
I
question.
can't share it to Mike. And remember, I tried and it just showed my screen. So tell Mike to get his ass on the group chat where he should be.
well, I can't share anything on my phone. I can't share it myself on the phone.
No,
Father.
I'm saying you could look at it later.
Father, question.
What?
Did you like the stuff Zach made? Or Tori made?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to put it up because work's been crazy this week and last week.
Oh, by the way, Elihu, that
my character
Nosferatu candle thing you shared, just fucking epic.
I saw that.
Vectors.
That's how you like it.
Hold on, what was that, Caddy?
My character, when I have vectors now.
You have vectors on them, so you can make it. You can make it move it yourself.
No, but I'm just telling you. Technically, I have vectors now.
Okay.
So Elihu, I showed that to my wife and I showed that to my daughter who loves horror movies. And I was like, could you imagine? I told my wife, I was like, just imagine breaking into a house and seeing that as the first shadow you see. I'd be like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
And I can reach out to Tori and ask him to make one for you too if you want.
Maybe. Not right now, though.
Yeah.
Do you want, since you're on the panel, which one should I end with?
Playing on style.
Of course.
All right.
Oh boy.
Lower your volume if you need to.
More singing, more voices. Hail the Klingons, hoorah! Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Sexy Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Sexy Klingon style.
All right. You're 19 years old now. I figure it's about time you got one after all your complaining.
No, I just love the fact that she shot you.
No, other than trying to figure out how to do it, no hesitation.
No, I just love the fact that every time I see that, it's like she set the phaser to kill and just shoots you. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That was her first thought. It's like, you're 19 years old. You've won this long time. She does that, the pump. And then her first thought is, let me set the setting to vaporize and...
Now, kill. Die, Daddy, die.
All right.
Fun fact.
Well, go do your thing. I'll see you next week. Or I'm taking over the Poway store again, so I'll see you this week, okay?
Let me know when you're done with that video.
God damn it, there it is again.
I'm gonna have to work on it when I have time. It's just I haven't had time. I might do a little bit today.
Again.
What?
Back.
beeping. Okay, later, guys.
Later, folkses.